Melanie, you have been a meteorologist in Boston. You know the area very well. They're no stranger, of course, to snow, but this snowstorm that we're expecting this weekend could be a little different and very much so high impact.
Yeah, definitely a high impact. We were just here at the end of January when Boston picked up nearly 2 feet of snow with that January snowstorm. But this one, yes, it is going to be a little bit different. And not only maybe more in the way of snow potentially, but also the consistency of the snow. That one we had in January was dry and fluffy. And this consistency, given the overall setup, is going to bring us a heavy and wet snow. And that could lead to power outages that could be likely across southern New England. So let's jump right into the forecast and give you a look at what we are looking at the Fox Weather Forecast Center. There are pieces of energy that are going to come together and develop this area of low pressure later on today across the southeast. It's that area of low pressure that is going to become our powerful nor'easter, and that's going to move to the coast, continuing to track up to the northeast. As it does, it's going to strengthen rapidly. It undergoes a process that we call bombogenesis, and what this is going to do is allow for some heavier snow as well as some strong gusty wind for areas along the I-95 corridor. So major cities from Philly to New York City and all the way up into Boston. In terms of timing or preparation, today is literally the calm before the storm. You saw there's even a little bit of sunshine in New York City. Now, I can't promise that in Boston. I think we're going to see a lot of clouds, but today is going to be a good prep day, and do whatever you need to do to get outside. It's just going to be on the chilly side of things here. It's overnight into tomorrow that we start to see more of this precipitation shield down to our southwest, that being across parts of West Virginia and Virginia. Keep in mind at that point, temperatures still relatively mild, so it could fall as rain initially closer to the coast, but that precipitation continues to make its way northeast, reaching the tri-state area by tomorrow afternoon. And I think once we get past sunset and into tomorrow evening and night, that's when the snow could pick up across the Jersey area. Anywhere from 1 to 2 inches of snow could fall per hour. The intensity is going to continue picking up across southern New England Sunday night and into Monday. This is really when I think it's going to be the peak of the storm into Monday morning. Unfortunate timing for the Monday morning commute. And the snow showers are going to continue across southern New England through the rest of Monday. Moderate to heavy falling snow at times. By the time we get to Tuesday, this is out of here. But in terms of the highest snowfall rates, we are expecting that across Boston. And that is due to our thought that the snow is going to be falling for a longer period of time. Boston points south down to Providence and then over to the Cape and the islands. So you're under some of those heavier snow bands longer as this low continues to make its way northeast, eventually pushing out over Canada. And there could also be some ocean enhancement that's going on the back side of things as well. And that's the reason we think that this part of the country is going to be in the bullseye for the heaviest snowfall. That's just one part of the forecast. We also have the gusty wind threat. And I did mention that we think power outages are likely across the coast, really from about Philly all the way up into Boston. Gusts could be especially strong for Long Island and southern New England, including the Cape and the islands, where it jets out a little bit more closer to that area of low pressure. That's where I think gusts could be 60 miles per hour or higher. So while we are in a little bit of a lull today, it's a good day to do some prep work out ahead of this storm. Make sure you have anything prepared in case you do undergo power outages. That being said, this is really unfortunate timing too for the Monday morning commute. So if you are planning to work on Monday, maybe you can make that decision if you're lucky enough to work from home, because as of now, I just don't think these conditions are going to be conducive for driving. In fact, the National Weather Service is really highlighting the dangerous and the severity of this. Travel could be very difficult to impossible. The hazardous conditions could impact the Monday morning and evening commutes, and gusty wind could also bring down tree damages. Meanwhile, in their discussion about the Cape and the islands, they go a little bit further in saying that there it could potentially be life-threatening travel due to the threat of blizzard conditions, as well as at times being near whiteout. So a lot that we will continue to monitor. Again, it's an ever-evolving forecast too. We did just recently update our snowfall total, so you want to stay with us for this coverage through the weekend and through the peak of the storm into early next week. Back to you guys.
Yeah, Melanie, such a good call. You know, we look at Providence, we look at Plymouth, Scituate, Provincetown, all estimating at this point with our newest forecast projections, 18 to 24 inches of snow. That's 2 feet of a heavy, wet dense snow. Melanie, you'll be on top of it every step of the way for us live from Boston, Massachusetts. We'll, of course, check back in with you in just a bit.